As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICAN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized SEMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a SEMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICAN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the SEMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study exam. Start studying the SEMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
Good evening, professional colleagues. Good evening, friends of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Our students, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to another season of ICAN on Air. This day, Tuesday, the 6th day of the month of December 2022. Gradually, the year is winding up, and I want to appreciate you all for being there with us all through the year, every Tuesday and every Thursday, tapping from the knowledge of all our guests. And today, I brought your way another interesting topic tagged Accounting Entrepreneurship Opportunity to Explore in 2023. Just like I said, the year is winding up, and gradually we are projecting into the new year to know what we need to do. Know fully well that he who failed to plan definitely will plan towards failure. Equipping ourselves is very, very fundamental. And to do justice to this topic today, I have our own. She's been here one time to impact us and again to share our knowledge. Our own Mrs. Chioma Ifeanyi Eze, a brilliant accountant and entrepreneur who passionately loves small businesses. That's a calling. She has an exciting 11 years working career as an accountant, starting from PwC and going on to head of finance and accounting function in several organizations, including Jumia Nigeria. In 2016, she went on to launch Accounting Hub, a bookkeeping firm focused on serving SMEs across Africa. To date, Accounting Hub has served over 1,000 businesses and has trained over 50,000 business owners. That's great impact. Chioma says she is on a mission to reinvent the way the business owner access help with the accounting in Nigeria and even across Africa. With running Accounting Hub, Chioma developed a huge love for entrepreneurship and began to actively teach, mentor about business in very practical and relatable way. She grew a large following of business owners who loves her business writing, and in June, she went on to formalize a business school called Chioma Business School. A chartered accountant with over 14 years, a fellow of our institute, and an associate member of the Task Institute. She holds a BSc in accounting and MSc in accounting and finance with an MBA, a recipient of several awards, both academic entrepreneur as well as amazing speaker and writer. She is in the 40s and the model 4. It's going to be a very exciting time this evening with our own Chioma Ifeanyi Eze as he gives us insight into accounting entrepreneurship opportunity to explore in the year 2023. How prepared are you? What are the things that you are planning? I'll be back with Chioma to do justice to some of these things as accountant to tap into it and move from the current level to the next level. Stay tuned. Let me go on a very quick commercial break. When I'll come back, I'll come with Chioma. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
As a finance professional in a disrupted business, landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICAN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized SEMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a SEMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICAN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the SEMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study exam. Start studying the SEMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
And it gives me a great pleasure to welcome our guest for today, Chioma Ifeanyi Eze, FCA, as we'll be talking on accounting entrepreneurship opportunity to explore in 2023. Chioma, good evening. Glad to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm sure everybody knows I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship. So every time the Institute calls me to speak on entrepreneurship, it's always such an honor. Thank you for having me.
Sincerely speaking, I can call you Chioma Entrepreneurship. I'm sure you know the other Chioma, and I'm sure you're going to do justice to that this evening. I've had opportunity to anchor your program. Let's kickstart the journey this evening. The Institute of Chartered Accountant of Nigeria, your institute is always appreciated when our members become successful and decide to share their knowledge and experience with their family. Our viewers across the globe will be very happy to harvest from your accounting entrepreneurship wealth of knowledge and skill today. Generally, let me start this way. What is entrepreneurship and who is an entrepreneur?
Thank you. So in my opinion, an entrepreneur is a person who starts out a business. In starting out a business, he will take on some risk, but ultimately his intention is to make profit. So if that is an entrepreneur, so entrepreneurship is the journey of running a business, taking on risk, making profit. In Nigeria, having some boss, right? That's really what entrepreneurship is. And that's who an entrepreneur is.
That is who an entrepreneur is. Somebody who is out there to take the risk with the focus of making profit and definitely giving the customer satisfaction that is expected, the value addition. I proceed, Chioma. Why do you think accountants should even consider entrepreneurship?
I think there are a lot of reasons why accountants should consider entrepreneurship. Let's start from the low-hanging reasons. Unemployment, you want to earn more money, you want to learn more, you desire to be fulfilled, maybe your job isn't fulfilling enough. These are the low-hanging reasons that we can find people say, oh, I want to go into entrepreneurship for this reason. But there are other far deeper reasons that can make you want to go into entrepreneurship as an accountant. It gives you the opportunity to serve more businesses. So Chioma here, as an entrepreneur, can work for 1,000 businesses as against working in one organization and serving one business. Of course, that affords me the opportunity to make more impact, right? And help many businesses to grow. So those are the reasons why I think accountants should start to consider entrepreneurship. 40 million SMEs and growing, 40 million SMEs and growing, 50,000 chartered accountants, you can see the mismatch. Clearly, somebody needs to be serving 1,000 SMEs. If not, there's a huge gap somewhere.
A huge gap somewhere that someone needs to fill, if not for anything, close the gap of unemployment, and again, coast home with more money in your hand and have that consciousness of fulfilling your career. That's a very good way to start. Let me proceed, and this time around, I want to get a bit technical and concentrate directly on our members, the professional accountant. What is accounting entrepreneurship and what makes it different from accounting in entrepreneurship?
Interesting. So, accounting entrepreneurship is when a professional accountant starts an accounting business, a business that offers accounting or allied services. That's accounting entrepreneurship. Then, accounting in entrepreneurship, right? The other way you called it,
Yes.
is when anybody starts any business and there has to be done some accounting function in that business. So accounting entrepreneurship is Choma, a professional accountant, starting an audit firm or a tax firm or an accounting consulting firm. And then the other accounting in entrepreneurship is Choma, an accountant, starting to sell shoes and bags and maybe doing accounting in that business. So that's the difference. I believe that today we are here to talk on accounting entrepreneurship. How can professional accountants go into business offering accounting and allied services? I believe that's what we're here to speak about today.
Of course, that is the reason why we are here, because the major focus where we burn the candle overnight is to make sure that we promote accounting profession, and that is why we will be talking of accounting entrepreneurship, not account. We'll save the other side, accounting in entrepreneurship, for another day. Let me proceed, Chioma. Accountants, the way people will take it, are typically conservative, the way people perceive them. Entrepreneurship requires a whole lot. How do you think a conservative accountant can cope with entrepreneurship? Do you think accountants should utilize the digital space in their entrepreneurship journey?
Yes, so an accountant can be conservative and still go into entrepreneurship. I would say it starts with the mindset. Many accountants and indeed other professionals forget that when they go into entrepreneurship, they wear two hats. They are first a business owner and then an accountant. You need to have both skills to run a thriving business. Most people wake up and say things like, oh, my wife knows how to bake. Let me open a cake shop for her. Do you also realize she needs to know how to acquire customers? She needs to know how to keep customers. She needs to know how to do marketing. She needs to know how to do strategy. She needs to know how to keep her records, how to keep inventory, how to run the back-end operations, how to send invoices to customers. Does she also know that side? So let's bring this back to accountants. Yes, you are conservative. You are an accountant, but you're going into entrepreneurship. Aside from your accounting skill, okay, you know all the IFRSs. Okay, you know how to prepare financial statements. You know how to file and compute taxes. Do you also know how to run a business? Have you acquired the skills to run a business? Does your mind remember that you're wearing two caps? I say to people that in running Accounting Hub, an extremely thriving accounting business, I became more of a business owner than an accountant because I could pass on my accounting skill to other people and show them what to do. But I needed to keep the business actively running. And I needed a lot of entrepreneurial skills to do that. So it doesn't matter if you're a conservative person. There are marketing strategies for conservative people. There are all sorts of things. There are operational strategies that a conservative person can deploy. There are ways a conservative person can run a thriving business. Just tick off your boxes. As an accountant going into business, what do you know about acquiring clients? What do you know about strategy? What do you know about back-end operations? What do you know about human relationship, about building communities, about managing people? You have to know all these things in addition to your accounting skill. So I
Mm,
always say it's about mindset. The
mm,
accountant who's listening to me today and wanting to become an entrepreneur, are you ready to wear two hats?
mm. Wearing two hats, not just being conservative alone, but you need to bring that other side of you, aside that which you have learned. I will take this up that there are several skills that you want to talk about in the digital space. Do you think this will enhance entrepreneurship in their journey?
Absolutely. I believe that I'm one accountant who grew my accounting business using the digital space. I was
Hmm.
doing a lot of education, teaching, writing, speaking online, and I grew a massive following of business owners who are hungry for accounting knowledge. So, as an accounting entrepreneur, who you're a professional accountant, you want to go into entrepreneurship, the online space is your market. The people who you are looking to serve, they live online. So
Hmm.
why don't you go there and find them? Marketing teaches us to go close to where we can find the customers.
Hmm.
Wherever I can find them, I should be located there.
Hmm.
So yes, absolutely. I think that the professional accountant who wants to venture into entrepreneurship should use a lot of online and digital.
A lot of online and digital processes. Sincerely speaking, for we the Gen Z, that is the only language we understand. We the Gen Z move closer to us, and the best space where we rely every day is online. Let me proceed, and this I want to tap from your word of experience as a successful entrepreneur and a mentor. Let's talk about accountant becoming entrepreneur and in the whole online space. You just said it that that was the space where you operated from. Can you share your thoughts with us and how an accountant can be successful in that space?
So, my thoughts about accountants and the online space, I don't think accountants are doing enough on the online space.
Hmm.
I don't see accountants have massive presence on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I don't think that we are doing enough. I think that a lot of professional accountants who have gone into entrepreneurship would rather run their businesses offline. They build offline relationships and use it to acquire their clients. We are not doing enough in the online space. And I know this because I only launched out my business about 7 years ago, 6, 7 years ago. And when I came out, the online space was hungry for an accountant who could come and clear their doubts, who could come and teach them the things they didn't know. There's so much wrong things they think and they don't even know. You can imagine business owners say to you that when you start a business for the first 2 years, you don't pay any taxes. Where did they get that from? They are
Hmm.
saying so many wrong things. Look at the Finance Act that was released recently. They needed to understand it in their own terms. They can't read all those technical jargons. They need to interpret it in their own way, right? Every year, all the little amendments we do to the tax laws, who is going to say it to them in the way that they understand? So I don't think we're doing enough. I don't think accountants are, taking on the online space in the way that I would like to see them come online. I think that they are doing more offline. I think that accountants are not even fully embracing technology the way that I would wish for them to. I think that there's a lot we can do. We can do come online more, do so much more. Like I said, 40 million SMEs and growing every day. There is so much we need to do. And the online space is the fastest place that sitting here, you and I can reach 10,000 people, right?
Hmm.
You and I. And that's, we can't do this offline. We couldn't possibly sit in a 1 hour session and reach 10,000 people offline. But the online space affords us that. And I think accountants should embrace it and come online.
Sincerely speaking, you nail it on the head by saying you have more coverage, more participants when you put yourself on the online space. Talking to our topic, Choma, we are in December, just like I welcome our viewers when we are starting. 2023 is just few weeks down the line there. As Nigerian professional accountant prepare for 2023, what are the accounting entrepreneurship opportunity that lies ahead for them to grab?
So I'm thinking that in 2023, a lot of businesses will need the guidance of accountants to survive and navigate the rising costs. Many businesses will die. They are already dying every day in the numbers. Many food businesses can't cope with the high cost of food. Many businesses can't cope with the rapid change in pricing. You know, you sell something today, you go back, you can't even buy it back with the money you came, and that business starts to struggle until it dies. So in 2023, professional accountants will have to hold the hands of many business owners if they are going to survive the year. And I would say that they can start from very low hanging fruits in the profession, but these low hanging fruits are very high in demand. SMEs would need to learn how to keep their books. As simple as helping SMEs with bookkeeping is very high in demand. I know because I do bookkeeping. We can hardly even cope with the amount of demand. If you put in a room 100 business owners, maybe 95 have poor records, right? Less than 10% of them have good records. They need help with keeping good records. They need help with pricing. Prices are changing every day. They are selling below the price that they should sell at. They don't even know. They just buy a dress and look at it. Okay, I bought it 7 naira. Let me sell it 10 naira. They need help with pricing. They need help with filing their taxes. As simple as tax compliance. I'm not even talking of tax advisory or no, just compliance. There are millions of business owners who don't even know how to log into Tax Promax. They need help with simple things like this that are, I call them low-hanging fruits. Even managing their finances, they will take a lot of loans to cover up this increased cost. They need help with understanding their working capital, managing these loans they have taken. Even personal finance. People's salaries will no longer be enough for them. People's earnings will no longer be enough. They now need professional accountants to guide you on how to save, how to invest, how to manage, how to budget. Even families will start to need the help of accountants to manage the rising costs and, matched against their little income. The income is stable, but the cost is rising. So in 2023, I will encourage professional accountants who want to go into entrepreneurship to take up these low-hanging fruits I'm mentioning. I haven't come here to mention audit, IFRS conversion, something, No, I haven't said anything difficult or technical. If professional accountants are to serve the millions of SMEs out there, their biggest problem is even keeping records. Even things as simple as separating themselves from the business. They don't even know how to separate themselves. Madam is collecting money from the business every day. They don't know that they can pay themselves a salary and separate themselves. They don't know. They don't know the simple taxes that impact in their business. They don't know how to price their products properly. They don't know how to manage their personal finance. They don't know how to invest, how to save, how to budget for their family. All of these little low-hanging fruits, professional accountants who want to go into entrepreneurship can quickly grab these things because these are the things we will be needing a lot of it in 2023.
Sincerely speaking, Chioma, you are opening our eyes to deep things that are very simple, but we tend not to look in that direction. And to all our viewers who are globally connected, all the way from the north, Gombe, Bauchi, Makodi, I've seen them flying in to Benin, by people in Edo there, Ondo State, come to the west here and go to the Middle East, the South, connected everywhere, listening to us. I've been guesting Chioma Ifeanyi Eze, and we've been talking on accounting entrepreneurship opportunity to explore in 2023. A lot, she has said. Very simple, but they require it. She just mentioned it. Don't need to go to IFRS conversion and stop talking technicality. As simple as bookkeeping, you can make the difference. Choma will proceed. And let me just use that before we go on. The platform is open. You can bring in your question, and I can assure you that Chairman is here to do justice. Just look at another area you need to tap into as we are entering into 2023. Choma, why are with the question of my audience who are connected globally? Let me proceed with this. What additional knowledge with all the things you've listed down that we need to keep the books, assist them in pricing, filing tax? I need to ask, what additional knowledge or skill do you think that the Nigerian professional accountant requires in order to make sure that 2023 accounting entrepreneurship opportunity do not slip them off or elude them?
Amazing question. And there are a lot. First of all, accountants need to learn to use accounting technology tools. I find that in this age and time, there are still many accountants who have never used an accounting software. So I challenge you today, what accounting technology tool are you very familiar with? Let's talk about the common ones: Sage, QuickBooks, Zero. Which one are you familiar with? Navation, Microsoft, which one have you used? If you're going to help SMEs to keep their books, you're not helping them keep it on paper. You're helping them keep it with some technology tool. Which one have you learned? Aside from accounting technology tools, what of other technology tools? As an accountant, you want to organize a training. Do you know the right tool to use and record your voice, record your screen? Do you know the right tool to use and ask people to register for the training? Do you know how to write emails that will cause them to read and register? Do you know how to communicate in a way that SMEs understand? I remember having a staff, one of my employees, and a client paid to have a one-on-one tax session. And I walked into the session and he was talking to her. He was saying something about the resident person. And I said, what do you think she understands about the resident person? what do you think? It doesn't mean anything to her. Why don't you say somebody who has stayed in Nigeria for 183 days? Why don't we as accountants learn to communicate to normal people so that they can understand you? So even learning to communicate to these SMEs you want to help is a skill. Learning to use the technology tools that they use. They are on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. Are you there? Do you know how to use those tools? Do you know how to acquire clients? Do you know how to speak to them? Do you know how to teach them? Do you know how to write? Do you know how to, all the tools that they use? Do you know how to do it? As an accountant, are you aware that you need to learn a bit of copywriting? Because you need to write to persuade people to take an action. If I want to write to you to, for example, start paying your taxes, I need to write in a persuasive way. If I just write pay, you won't even answer me. You won't even answer me, right? I need to be able to write persuasively. That's copywriting. I need to be able to, create slides and come to a presentation and teach them. I need to be able to use a tool like we are using now, StreamYard, to, stream my webinars for them. I need to be able to have them register for webinars and email them and say, oh, the webinar starts at 7 p.m. Be reminded. Do you know how to use email marketing software? Do you know how to use tools that can broadcast WhatsApp messages so that you can reach the people you want to reach? Accountants need to stand up and learn a lot about technology tools. I would say go and look at a regular online entrepreneur who is doing amazing things and ask yourself, what skill does this person have? And can I tick off that I have these skills? This entrepreneur is doing a lot online. What skills do I see this person have? Can I make a list of those skills and tick it off? I even build the website. When I need to put out the training, I need to create a sales page. I write my sales page myself. I make graphic designs using Canva myself. I speak at events. I make my slides myself. So that's a lot of all the entrepreneurial skills that an accountant who wants to become an entrepreneur should learn. These skills are very important in stepping into entrepreneurship. It doesn't matter that you know all the IFRSs. It doesn't matter that you can close your eyes and prepare financial statements. But do you have the modern day skill that can allow you run a thriving business? Let me give you an example. Today, my team trained a team of 10 accountants in Uyo. We trained 10 accountants in Uyo today. We didn't see them. We trained on Zoom. We recorded the training. We edited and split up the training. We sent it to them so that they can rewatch. I can clearly tell you that we used maybe like 4 different technology tools to do this process I have shared with you. And today we can say we delivered an accounting software deployed in 24 hours. We set it up yesterday. We trained today 10 people. Now, typically, if I don't step up to technology as an accountant, I would have to fly 3-4 people to Uyo, pay hotel. Yes, pay hotel, do all of it. But with technology, we've done it, recorded it, given them. If they forget something, they can watch it again. Instead of, hey, madam, that thing you said, how do I make that invoice? I've forgotten. No, they can rewatch it as many times. And then it allows me the opportunity to go on to the next client and the next client. And then I can scale and serve more businesses. Imagine if we had to, travel physically. We may take 1 week. We talk, the person say he has forgotten. You show again, he say he can't remember. But it took a couple of hours. We were done. And we can use the rest of the time to serve and grow other businesses. So as an accountant stepping into entrepreneurship, I want you to find some love in your heart for technology. I love technology. I go out looking for technology. Technology can totally transform your business. So please, those are the skills an accountant should learn. If you're
grow to love technology, and that is just a very wonderful way. Passionate about doing what she loves how to do, and I'm getting technologically closer even to you, Chioma, on this program today. Before I come to Alex to take his question, let me quickly say this, that since we're talking entrepreneurship, what do you think the Nigerian business landscape looks like in 2023?
Next year, the election year, a lot of uncertainties, rising costs. Some people will become afraid, they will spread the fear. A lot is, too many things are uncertain. Only the strong will survive in business. Only those who really understand how to run proper businesses will survive. No anyhow business will make it through 2023. That's what I think it would look like. We are all uncertain about how things will play out. The elections, the fear, some people are nursing and spreading, the rising costs, the dollar rates. There's so much that is bringing a lot of uncertainty. So what I can say is that if you must survive in business in 2023, you must be top of mind to people. You must be something to some men. You cannot be all things to all men. They must remember you for something. When I want to buy something, I must remember, let me go to that place. If not, you will not survive in business. So that's what I think 2023 would look like. Uncertainties, and you must really be good in business to survive it.
Uncertainty, and I picked the word. You must be something to some people, not just be bubuero. that if you permit me to use the word. Let me go to our audience, because this must be an interactive session. And I want to pick Alex Izuma, a regular listener on the program. He's asking, is entrepreneurship without challenges? If no, what are the challenges we should expect in 2023, and how can we overcome them? It's similar to what you have, but I will still need to give a response to Alex while I come to Topman's question.
Yes, so Alex, good evening. Entrepreneurship is not without challenges. There are so many challenges. I'll speak for myself as an accountant, an accounting entrepreneur. My biggest challenge as an accounting entrepreneur is the skill set. I do not think we have enough of the accounting skill set available for small business owners like you and I to hire, especially because we're not paying fat salaries. I think that our biggest challenge as accounting entrepreneurs is the skill. So you almost have to get your own skill, train your own skill, nurture your own skill, and have your own skill work for you. That's how much of a problem it is. As an accounting entrepreneur, you don't just wake up and say, hey, bring me 10 accountants that know how to use accounting software, know how to use Excel, know how to use this, know how to file tax, and they will just line up. No. You probably need to go through 30, 40 accountants and find one that maybe you can, train to have the skill that you want. That's the biggest challenge that accounting entrepreneurs have. Of course, the issue of infrastructure, internet, power, right? Those are huge challenges. To run the accounting of office, diesel costs us 18,000 naira every day to run my office, right? So every 2 days, we're drawing petty cash of 36,000 to buy diesel to power the office. Now, that's huge cost. Then you add internet cost. Then you add the fact that costs are rising. These employees that you're paying 100K, 150K, 200K, cost is rising. Someone who used to pay transport of 500 naira to come to the office now pays 1.5 to come to the office. So that same salary of 100,000 is no more enough for that person. And so you need to now start to pay more. That's a challenge for entrepreneurs. You need to pay more if the employees must be focused at work and must be balanced people, because the cost of living is rising. A bag of rice is almost 50K. So how can minimum wage be 30K? A bag of rice is 50K. There's a mismatch. It means that the lowest person can't even buy a bag of rice. So that's a huge challenge in your hands. So you need to pay people more. Meanwhile, you may not be making more from your clients, but you need to pay more. You need to pay increased power. Diesel cost is off the roof. Then increased internet. Then it's huge challenge. And then still find and retain the skills.
Serious. The challenges are just much. But with someone who has laid his eye on the ball, will definitely proceed. Let me pick the question of Fagbolati Mitope, our own from the ancient city of Ibadan. He's always there. The last time I checked on him, he's already having 5-star. This man is technologically inclined. And he has brought that to bear this evening by saying, Madam Chiomapreneur. You have another title this evening, Chioma. Madam Chiomapreneur. She'll help us dwell more on the position of trust in using other people's money model in financing MSME businesses. He's asking that you dwell more on that, Madam Chiomapreneur.
I'm struggling to understand Fabola's question. I should dwell more on the position of trust in using people's money model in financing MSMEs. I'm struggling to
possibly people putting their resources together, handing over to you as an individual, like an investment, and how you can turn it over and make things work. Trust element there that you won't disappear with their funds.
Oh, I understand. Okay, so like kind of me as a business owner, I go out to raise funds from people, maybe family and friends who run my business.
Yes, and the place of trust.
Yes, there's a place of trust, but you can also earn the trust. First of all, your personal character will even read for you ahead of you going to meet the people. And next of all, I never like it when people come to ask for money for their business and they come without any written document. They come without anything showing that they know their numbers or that they tick off the boxes that are right for the business they are going into. Somebody calls me, please lend me 2 million. I want to start this business orally. I would rather have you come and sit with me and say, I want to start this business. Look at my projections. Look at what the costs are. Look at the initial capital I need. Look at the kind of profit margins I will pay back over this time from this kind of profit. Let the numbers speak to me. Don't just come and take people's money just orally and hoping that by a stroke of luck, they will just trust you and throw their money at you. Let the numbers, you build your number model, let it make sense before you go to the person who you want to take money from. So, of course, like I said, first is your personal character. Second is what you brought to me. Does it make sense? Does it look viable, even on paper, before I even, agree to give you the money? And then, of course, as you start the business, there may be challenges. Remember to keep open communication. If there's any reason why you cannot meet up on your financial obligations, be first to reach out to the person and ask for an extension. And of course, if you can meet on your financial obligations, please do it and stand upright, pay off the person and run your business. Interestingly, something happened. The cleaner in the office, because we started to work a lot online, some days we don't come to work because of the huge cost of diesel. We started to do a mix of online and coming physically to the office. Yes. So I told her to start a POS business, and to start a POS business, and she was very excited. So there's a women group called Mama Money that give women the free POS machine. So Mama Money gave her the machine, gave her banner, and gave her umbrella for free. And they said that I had to give her a start capital of 200K. So I sent the money to Mama Money, and she started. 1 month down the line, they send me pictures on WhatsApp. Oh, your girl is doing so well. She won this award. I say, really? Bread toaster and hanger. I say, already? Then one day I went to the office and she bought me a bottle of wine. Oh, madam, I want to thank you. I said, how's the business going? She said, no day one, no, they see 7,000. I said, really? This is interesting. And then over the weekend, I'm somewhere at an event and she calls me, I'm on my way to your house. I said, why? I'm not at home. She said, oh, I'm coming to return the 200K capital. I said,
Just like that?
Just like that? People used to return capital? I didn't know. I found it really interesting, but honestly, her trust score has gone off the roof for me. The next time she wants a 500K capital, if I can afford it, I will give it to her. So that's how yes, her trust score is off the roof, honestly. For somebody to call you and say, I am coming to return the money you gave me to start business. I didn't chase her. I was at an event. I didn't even think she would ever return it, right? I think that's how to earn trust, honestly.
That's beautiful. And I want to consolidate Garba question all the way from Kano with one that I have here because it's very germane. Gafar is talking about how young accountant we acquire the right skill set in order to succeed as successful entrepreneur. And I have before me to ask you that we are talking about all these things. As an accountant listening to you, how do you think we can launch out into the entrepreneurship in accounting space? What is the next thing that we need to do? I think we can marry the two together. He's talking about some of the things that we need to do as accountant to launching, most especially we young accountant, the Gen Z accountant.
Okay, Garba, as a young professional accountant who wants to acquire the right skill set, there are two things I would ask you to do. The first thing I want you to do is to be self-taught. Open your mind and tell yourself that you can teach yourself. Accept that I am self-teachable. I can teach myself. If I want to learn how to communicate properly, I can go online and learn copywriting. I can, take courses. The next one, look for successful entrepreneurs. They always leave footprints. Success leaves very visible footprints, and you can replicate those footprints. So look for the people who you think are successful. How did this guy do this thing? I'm sure there are people who pay for my training just to come in and see, how did she organize it? How does it look inside? Let me even learn something and go and structure my own. Be that person who is always looking for the footprints that successful people have left so that you can copy, replicate, tweak as applicable, and improve on it, right? And of course, like I said, be self-taught. A lot of things I taught myself. I can't even begin to count the number of things I woke up and I said, look, I have to learn this thing. I can't be chasing everybody around. This is an important skill. I need it. Let me teach myself, right? Even when I say be self-taught, even if you can't teach yourself, be open to giving somebody some money to
understand.
Yes. Show me this thing. I need this topic. Don't wait until ICAN calls a training to teach us that thing. No, go personally. Identify the things you need. You want to start training. You don't make very good presentation slides. Go and learn how to make presentation slides. You don't know how to go through a training, record it, edit it. Go and learn how to do it.
Seems to be a little technical glitch.
Okay, it looks like but it's fine now, right?
Okay,
And
you're
then
good
your next
now. You're
question,
good.
sir, you asked.
Okay.
You asked if an entrepreneur wants to launch out, what would I advise for you to do? My first advice is don't launch out in accounting entrepreneurship with a Bobo Niche mindset. I do it all. No. Launch out with a niched mindset.
Hmm.
Take a particular thing or some particular things and focus and be known to do those things excellently well. I
Hmm.
sell accounting software, but I only sell Sage accounting software. And I want to believe I do 1,000 times better than my colleagues who try to do everything.
Hmm.
Don't come out and say that, oh, I do accounting practice. What do? You send a list of 30 things that you are hardly good at. Focus on what you do well. If what you do well is tax compliance, you know how to help people calculate their VAT, calculate their payee, file it. That's brilliant. Do it excellently well for 20 businesses and earn your 500K every month and grow from
Hmm.
there. It's
Hmm.
brilliant. You don't need to do everything. I worry when I see accountants launching out as entrepreneurs and they have a long list of
Of what they.
many things that they say they do. And because when they give you that long list, they can't stay top of mind of anything because you can hardly remember that long list, what they do.
Hmm.
Even I like us to take a moment and think about the popular people we know in the accounting space in Nigeria. There is a name you would mention and say, ah, that guy is an IFRS expert. There's a name you would mention. They say that guy is a systems audit expert. There
Hmm.
is a name you mention. They say, ah, that guy, forensic. So you
It's
notice
true.
that the people that stay top of mind are people who we know for something. They
Hmm.
are not doing everything. So if you want to thrive in entrepreneurship, please be known for something. I always will say, be something to some men. You cannot be all things to all men.
Hmm. Very wonderful way to bring that submission there. I've been guesting Chioma Ifeanyi Eze, FCA, a proud member of our great institute, and we've been doing justice to the topic of discourse of today, which is accounting entrepreneurship opportunity to explore in 2023. You're already taking us to 2023, and I feel like that. Before I come to my question here, let me attend to Erin Folami's question, who is asking, I think in 1 2 minutes, the example of non-accounting technology tool for entrepreneur. You mentioned some, but we can reiterate on it.
Hi, Erin Folami. So you're asking of non-accounting technology tools, and there are a lot. I like to categorize them according to what they do. Let's talk about marketing tools. As an accounting entrepreneur, you need to reach SMEs. Social media tools, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn are there. Let's talk about tools for making your designs. You can use Canva to make your designs. There are some other tools that people use. Let's talk about tools for communication and internal operations. Google has a lot of tools that you can use. In fact, I have a list of 26 free Google tools. There's Google
Hmm.
Sheets, there's Google Doc, there's a Google presentation. All of
Hmm.
these tools are in the cloud and they are free. In fact, Google gives you Google Drive that has 15 gig storage that you can store things and collaborate with your clients. If I
Hmm.
want a client to send me information every day, I will not ask you to write it in a book. I will
Hmm.
create a Google Sheet and share it with you. And
Yeah.
that will cut off visiting that client. The whole cost of client visits reduces to near zero. Maybe we just go to that client once in a month, as against going there once every week or twice every week, just with a simple technology tool. You come to marketing tools, there are more. There is a tool built by a Nigerian guy called Ayola Dagunduro. It's called Wamation. It's a WhatsApp marketing tool.
Hmm.
Nigerians love to use WhatsApp. A lot of business happens on WhatsApp every day. On your phone right now, holding my phone, I cannot send out 1,000 WhatsApp messages instantly, but I
Hmm.
can do it using that marketing tool. What of email marketing? You want to send out emails to 1,000 people, 10,000 people, and remind them of tax deadlines because you want to stay top of mind. Do you know the tool to use for email marketing? There's MailChimp, there's MailerLite, there's Awiba. Do you know your email marketing tools? Do you know the tools to collect data? Let me give you an example. One day I acquired 40 tax clients. I want to tell you what I did. I woke up and wrote a post on social media that, If you know you are a business owner, you don't know anything about tax. You have never paid. You are afraid. Your heart is beating. You're not sleeping well. You know they will come for you any day. Just fill this form. You know that these people, they will remember me one day and my liabilities will be off the roof. I want to come clean, but I don't know how to come clean. Let somebody just help me. And I said, fill this form. I created a Google form. They filled it. I woke up the next day, I had over 300 submissions. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. But I didn't have the human capital to start calling all of 300 people. I went further again with technology. I copied out I exported that Google form to a Google Sheet. From the Google Sheet, I copied all the email addresses and went into my bulk email marketing software, right? I used an email marketing tool and sent all of them an email, one email. And I said, hello, you fill this form that you have never paid tax, that you are afraid. You don't want them to come for you. You want to come clean. If you're interested in us helping you, pay a sign-on fee of XYZ to this account, and we will reach out, speak with you, and understand your backlog and help you start cleaning up your taxes. That day, we had 30-something people pay. The next day, it went over 40. Imagine how I use technology tools to mass acquire clients because I knew what tools to use. I use Google Form. I use social media. I use email marketing. See the different tools I used. And in a period of 3 days, I got clients that you would have been writing proposal and walking door to door trying to reach them. I sat in one place and got them, together. And you can do that absolutely if you know the right tools to use.
Knowing the right tool is very germane, very fundamental. One thing I've observed is when I have guests like this on the show, time will just be ticking and ticking and ticking. I'm just looking at it. But I will not let you go until you do justice to this question. And it's like there are Nigerian government programs such as SMIDAMS, NPower, government enterprise, as an objective and a non-biased Nigeria. How effective are they impacting as we speak?
Oh, I lost. Okay. I think the government is doing a lot. I will be fair and honest to say that. I have friends who won the UWIN government program where government was giving 10 million, to people to set up businesses. At least I know no less than 6 people who got 10 million from the government, right? So I have to say that the government is doing a lot. SMIDAN, I know they are doing a lot. There's also these Lagos State loans that the interest rates are very low, 1 digit. People are getting the loans. I even have friends who are consultants, accountants who are consultants that the Lagos State government has engaged to, help businesses check their books, check their taxes, help them stay sustainable. So yes, the government is doing a lot. NPower trained a team of people to go out and train SMEs on taxes. The government is doing a lot, and I would not be truthful if I say they aren't, but there's still a lot more to be done. There's still a lot more coverage that they haven't covered. If you ask me if they partner with the private sector, they will do much more. They will do much more than they can do, yes. But the government is doing it, but they can do more.
They are doing a lot, but there is much more to be done. As we coast home, Chioma, it's been a very insightful time. In fact, I can tell you for free, maybe we'll do a Google form to start pushing the question to you. Then you'll be able to transfer to Google Share. But in closing, Chioma, ICAN is always open to ideas that will positively advance the growth of our members, the accounting profession, and the Nigerian business environment. As we wind up and kiss goodbye to 2022, what is your advice or suggestion to our member, ICAN and our member, on taking advantage of accounting entrepreneurship opportunity this year, 2023, that is just around the corner?
So I like to see ICAN and the accounting profession in general in 2023 focus more on entrepreneurship, focus more on mentoring ourselves to, rise up, holding the hands of those who need to be pulled up. I like to see our members, accountants, become more employable in 2023. Have them acquire the needed skill. I don't know whether the skill should start from the schools where we study accounting. Maybe the curriculum should be amended. Why should I graduate as an accounting graduate and I've never seen an accounting software? Maybe from the schools, our curriculum. I like to see the accountant become more relevant in the workplace when he steps out of school. For you to be relevant in the workplace, you almost need to fight a battle to upskill yourself, because the things in the workplace and the things that we learn in school are almost this far apart. So these are the things I like to see ICAN and accountants do more in 2023. Become more entrepreneurial, find mentors and, walk in their footsteps. Like I said, they always leave, success leaves footprints. Then, upgrade, become more employable, put the right skills in yourself, look and adopt the right technology. These are the things I like to see ICAN and the accounting profession in general focus more in 2023.
And I can tell you for free that the 58th president and the governing council of our institute is listening. This we've been doing, and more of it we will continue to do. And for people like you who are always there to mentor people, the younger generation are there to learn from your word of experience. And I have to specially appreciate you today, Chioma Ifeanyi Eze, FCA, for sharing your evening with us on ICAN on Air. It's been a very insightful time, a very commendable time to share this evening with you. We've tapped into it, and as I can tell you for free, we're already looking into 2023 as if it's just tomorrow, because you've been able to, ginger, let me use the language of the Gen Z, ginger our swagger to enter into 23 in a very powerful way. And on that note, thank you very much, Chioma Ifeanyi Eze. FCA, it's been a very wonderful time sharing this evening to all. And to all our viewers, before I go, let me quickly pass this small announcement to you by telling you that the fellowship conferment of our great institute, the portal is open. And for those of you that are due, it's high time you get into it and get to the peak of the status of our great institute by becoming a fellow, like my own Entrepreneurship, who I've guested today, and myself. And also, it will be a thing of interest for our viewers to know that on Friday, the 58th president of our great institute signed a memorandum of understanding. And I can tell you, the registrar will dish out some of the benefits that we members would definitely enjoy. On this note, we have come to the end of the show for today, and it's been a wonderful time. I appreciate all of you, all my people from Abuja, Gombe, the North, the West, the East, the South. You are always there every Tuesday and Thursday, and that's why I go nowhere than to make sure that I bring a seasoned facilitator with a topical issue for you to benefit on. On that note, I will be calling it a shot for today, Tuesday, to connect with you back on Thursday. Stay safe, and I'll catch you on Thursday. Bye for now.